Hey guys, so with this Legends Festival 2021 reveals and stuff, they obviously introduced the new Goku and Vegeta character, who is the first official, what they call tag character. And what, at least my understanding of what a tag character is it's basically an updated version of an assist character, right? Up until this point, we've had a bunch of assist characters. We've had Broly and Chilai. We've had, Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. So there's been a bunch of assist characters added to the game. Trunks and Mai. So, the way that assist characters works is basically you have one character that you control. So, for example, for Kale and Caulifla, for example, right? You're basically controlling Caulifla. So it would be Caulifla, Kale assist. So the main character is Kale that you're controlling. The main character that you're controlling is Caulifla, and Kale will just, periodically come and pop in and out of the animations. That's sort of what an assist character is. The difference between an assist character and a tag character is that for tag characters, you can actually control both of the characters involved in the card. So again, like we just mentioned, the Caulifla Kale assist, you're only able to control the Caulifla, and Kale will just pop in and out of the animations. But for this Vegeta and Goku unit, you're able to control both of them depending on who is currently switched into the battle, and they're going to pop in and out of the animations. So this is just, in my opinion, and from what I've seen from the gameplay previews, this is just an updated version of the assist mechanic. And so for me, going forward, instead of getting more assist characters, I would just prefer to get this, right? I guess it kind of makes sense in some instances to get assists over tag characters, depending on like the aesthetic of the unit, right? So for example, a unit that's a character where they're both fighting together at the same time, I feel like the tag characters fits that better. Whereas assist characters, maybe you don't have both of them fighting at the same time. One of the characters involved maybe is doing something while the other character's fighting or something like that, right? So that's pretty much my understanding of what a tag character is. So let's just quickly go over their definitions and their explanation of what the tag character is. So tag characters are single units that can switch between two fighters in battle, right? So Vegeta and Goku. They have a switch ability instead of a main ability. So, right, you see this little gauge here. The way I would really think about this, and the way that it probably makes it easier to remember, is that this gauge is basically their unique gauge. And the way you fill this up is by using arts cards and receiving attacked. So you either deal damage or take damage, and then that will impact how fast this gauge fills up. And then once the gauge fills up, you can press on the icon of the character, and then they will switch to the other character. So, right, so for example, you're switched in with Goku, and Goku is attacking, you're doing damage, you're taking damage, and then, in the meantime, this meter's filling up. Well, when this meter hits the maximum, you can tap the icon, and then Vegeta will switch, and it'll become this over here. So that's sort of how the tag mechanic works in this game. I don't know if this is going to specifically be for this tag character only, right? I don't know if they're going to come out with a tag character in the future that has different conditions to fill up the meter, or if that's specifically the condition for this character. Like maybe this character gets their meter by using arts cards and taking hits, whereas a future character might fill up their meter by charging, like how LF Cell fills up his unique gauge. Or maybe they fill up their meter by using green cards, or maybe they fill up their meter by lasting a certain amount of time without getting a hit, right? Something like that. So I don't know if this is specifically for this character, or if this is just something that's a baseline effect to fill up this switch gauge. But Goku and Vegeta's switch ability allows them to reverse their element factors. So it sounds like this is something that is specific to this character. That means they'll become strong against yellow and weak against green, right? So this is a character that is purple. They are the purple element. So that means obviously they'll naturally be strong against green and weak to yellow. When you switch with them, they will reverse that, and they will become, like you can see the little reverse icon down here. When they're reversed, they will be strong versus yellow and weak against green. So it's the exact opposite of what a purple unit is. It kind of sounds like it would be red, right? Because reds are strong against yellows, but reds are not weak against green. They're weak against blue. So instead of going in the color wheel, it's sort of like reverses course, right? You sort of are going down, clockwise around the color wheel, and then it goes counterclockwise once you switch. It's kind of going to be a little bit difficult to remember, I think, initially for this, but once you start using this unit, you should be able to get the hang of it. But that is pretty much the gist of what a tag character is. So in my mind, I'm trying to think, who else could we see in the future for who fits the bill to be a tag character? When I think of what a tag character is, it's kind of, again, units that are, or characters that are fighting together at the same time. So for example, a character or characters like Vegeta and Nappa. Vegeta and Nappa could make a good assist character because they don't actually fight together. But I don't think they would make a good tag character because, again, Nappa's fighting. He fights the Z fighters, then he fights Goku. Vegeta doesn't like intercept in the fights or step into the fights with Nappa. He just lets Nappa fight, he kills him, and then he starts fighting. So they're not fighting together at the same time. So I don't think that would be a really good instance of what a tag character is. So I've come up with a bunch of different options here, and we'll go through these. Some of them are obvious, some of them are a little bit less obvious, but we'll start off with some of the picks here. And this is like pretty obvious too. I mean, we are getting a Goku and a Vegeta, but if you want to go down a different path here, this is from the Tournament of Power. We have obviously Blue Kaioken Goku, and then we have Evolution Blue Vegeta versus their scuffle with Jiren. This is obviously a decent pick, I think, for a tag character because they both are fighting him at the same exact time, trying to, I guess, coordinate their attacks together. Next, we have pretty much the most obvious choice, right? We have Goku and Frieza. This one might be the most obvious on this list and might be one of the most anticipated out of any of these characters on the list. Remember, the Tournament of Power, like sort of like the final climax of the Tournament of Power, we are still missing characters from it. We do not have Full Power Jiren. We do not have Ultra Instinct Goku, the white-haired master at Ultra Instinct Goku. We do not have Goku and Frieza. And there are a few other assist characters on this list that I think, or not assist characters, but combination characters on this list that I think could make for good tag characters, because obviously the Tournament of Power is a great spot to fight alongside an ally. So Goku and Frieza as a tag character I think would be really, really, really hype, right? I mean, we have Frieza, we have Goku. There are instances in that fight against Jiren where like they're sort of switching off, like first Frieza's fighting, then Goku jumps in and they do like combination attacks together, so maybe their blue card can like sort of reenact those scenes. So I feel like this would be a really, really cool tag character, is this Goku and Frieza in the Tournament of Power. And then we have, some of these are less conspicuous, I think, or less memorable, but for me, this is something that I think would be pretty cool, having a Geese and a Birder tag character, because they do fight Goku at the same time, right? They even have like what is like the purple comet or something like that. Like they have like attacks that they do individually, but then they like combine their attacks together to sort of like try and inflict major damage on the enemy. So I think that would be pretty cool to have. The Ginyu Force team hasn't gotten a lot of representation recently. So this would definitely help out, sort of like weaker teams. The Frieza Saga team has, recently gotten some buffs earlier this year. I don't know. I feel like this would be a cool concept, right? This a tag character of Birder and Geese. Maybe as like a free unit. Then we have another obvious one, which is 17 and 18. Now, this to me would probably just be the ones from the future who actually ended up killing future Gohan and basically ravaged the entire future for like 10 years, right? This unit would definitely help out the androids tag. They'd help out the future tag. And they'd also be on female warriors, or I guess it's now girls because of 18. Remember that the tag characters do share the tags of both different characters that are on there. So be a help to a lot of those teams there. But again, it's going to be a pretty obvious choice. I mean, eventually we will get these, right? We will get 18 and 17. There's no way we don't. And I feel like the reason we never got an assist version of this character, even though people have been asking for a long time, is because they were probably waiting to release the tag mechanic before they introduced this character. But this character is definitely going to come at some point, right? It's a given. It's like one of the staple characters of Dragon Ball. Next, we have Krillin and Gohan from the Namek Saga, or the Frieza Saga. This is from their fight against Goldo. Again, it's just probably a more obscure dual team-up combination card, or a concept, or a team-up, or whatever you want to call it. But, I mean, it did happen. It was pretty cool. And, again, I don't know if they would want to make this a summonable unit or a free-to-play unit. I mean, I would probably see this more as a free-to-play unit. But, again, I don't know how plausible it is for them to dedicate all that time and development and stuff like that to make a tag unit a free-to-play character, because I imagine there's a lot of time and effort that goes into, like, developing the animations and all that stuff. So, not really sure that would work. But, again, it's just a concept here. Then we have another character from the Tournament of Power. We have Golden Frieza. Technically, it's Angel Golden Frieza, and Android 17 from their sort of like final stand against Full Power Jiren, or I guess just Jiren, because at this point he's kind of just like down and out almost. But I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. They just kind of like beat the crap out of Jiren for like 10 minutes, and like Frieza does, I would say, most of the work. 17 comes in for like the sort of like final blow. And I could just see this working very well in Legends as a tag character. And then we have sort of like a double whammy here. We have obviously Goku and Piccolo. This is from the Raditz fight, clearly. Which, I mean, they sort of tried to reenact this with the banner that released the step up for LF Piccolo, because they released the yellow LF Piccolo, and then they also came out with the blue support Goku, which is the one you see on the right over there, as separate characters, right? And then Piccolo obviously has the LF versus Raditz, but this is for sure a unit that we need to either be an assist unit, but to me this is definitely like a top tier candidate for a tag character, because honestly they could do a lot with this, right? Just the whole concept of Piccolo like sitting on the sidelines charging his special beam cannon. Like they could have like a part of their unique ability where like the longer you're switched in with just Goku, the more powerful Piccolo's like blue card will become, or something like that. And it just like sort of like to reenact him charging the special beam cannon. That would be really cool. I mean, this is obviously eventually going to happen. This is like one of the most iconic team ups in all of Dragon Ball, right? This Piccolo and Goku. And then the next one is sort of just the same concept, except it's for the Garlic Jr. movie. The first time technically, because actually what happened was the Garlic Jr., the Dead Zone movie came out, I think like slightly after the Raditz fight did. So we already had Goku and Piccolo team up in the Raditz fight, and then they come out with the Garlic Jr. movie, and they do it again here. But it's kind of supposed to be a separate universe, right? The sort of movie non-canon quote unquote universe, where this is the first time that Goku and Piccolo are teaming up to fight off the Garlic Jr. here. So it's kind of like the same thing, but they both team up. They team up in both the anime and the movie, so I could definitely see either version of this working. But to me, this is probably the more likely version, like the Raditz fight. Then we have the Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta from the Metal Cooler movie. Now, this is definitely an interesting one, I think, because, there's that scene where Metal Cooler is literally just crushing Goku, and then Vegeta comes and kicks Metal Cooler away. That could be, like, some kind of ability that Goku has where, like, the enemy's attacking, and, let's say you get hit, like, 3 times in a row with 3 strike cards. If you fulfill a condition where like you get hit with 3 times in a row with a card, Vegeta comes in and like ends the combo automatically or something like that. Some kind of like interesting mechanic like that I think could spice things up and be really cool. But I think this is probably one combination card or team up card that people probably wouldn't really think of that often. So it would be kind of cool to see this in Legends. And then the last one I threw in here is kind of just like a wild card. I don't really know if they would do this, but we have Beerus and Whis. We still don't have a sparking Whis in the game, which I guess is kind of alright because he doesn't actually fight that often. But if they wanted to do like a Beerus and Whis tag card, that would be interesting. I mean, I guess I could probably see this more so as an assist, right? I could definitely see like Beerus : Whis assist. Probably more so fitting than a tag unit, at least for this, because again, Whis doesn't really fight that often. Maybe they could have an assist Beerus and Whis where like his green card, like Beerus's green card, has Whis come in and like feed him like a pizza or something. I don't know. Again, I'd probably see this more so as a tag, or sorry, as an assist unit, more so than a tag unit. But I mean, the option's still there, so. That is all the different concepts of tag characters that I have here. I mean, obviously there's going to be more. Let me know down below what you guys think about these different concepts, and if I left off anyone super obvious. I don't think I did. I mean, you could do like Kid Goku and Krillin from Dragon Ball. You could do Tien and Chaozu would be a decent one as well. But these are the main ones that come to mind when I think of what a tag character really embodies, right? Characters that are fighting at the exact same time. Like, this was a perfect example. Goku and Vegeta basically fighting for their lives at the same exact time together against Metal Cooler. Goku and Vegeta fighting to win the Tournament of Power at the same time, pretty much going against their Saiyan beliefs of not relying on other people's strength to fight together against Jiren. Like, that whole concept of fighting at the exact same time, and trying to time their attacks with each other's to defeat the enemy is what a tag character I think is supposed to be. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one.